Divine greetings and gratitude tribe. Welcome home. I'm happy to have you here. Thank you so much for coming back on to the YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Nuna. I'm here to help you manifest, transcend beyond suffering, and expand your consciousness by merging the arts of poetry and magic. So let's go ahead and get into some messages. But before I do so, I want to invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Here, you're going to find a plethora of videos where I do readings, where I will do poetry, or more poetry at least. And I'll also do writings and written reflections and things of that nature. And I'll talk to you through whatever time that you're having spiritually, of course. That is what this space is for. I am actively creating a space where we can come and dwell online as we pace the path of remembrance. Thank you so much for entering into this space. You are welcome here. I'm happy to have you, and I'm excited to be along your journey with you. I will also like for you to become a private member. So do so by joining by clicking the link down below in the description box. Or if you don't like going to the description box, you can always go down into the comment section, as these are where I leave the links for things that you will need. Also, keep in mind that as we're progressing through the reading, you may hear me say things that are mentioned in the Ethereum. The Ethereum is a sacred space where I handcraft your spiritual essentials to help you along your path of remembrance. Each of these items is handcrafted by me. And of course, I work with Mother Nature. I do not work against her. Of course, I do not work against the earth. I make sure that either I'm growing my own herbs, which I'm getting into now, thank God. Finally, I'm in a space where I can do that, or I am receiving them from people who are trusted suppliers and things of that nature. All of these essentials are handcrafted to help you along your path of remembrance, to help you amplify your magic and tap into your highest best. Links for that will be down below in the description box as well as in the comment section. The last thing that I want to mention to you is that if you decided to join the Saiyonan circle, what you will have access to are readings and messages that I will not give to the public. I will reserve those behind the scenes. Not just that, there are other things that are coming up as well that I'm going to be implementing into that. You'll have access to certain things that people in the public do not have, i.e. PDFs and things of that nature that you will need to help you, journal prompts and things of that nature. I will not be sharing everything over the internet. I will be keeping some things behind a paywall. That way it is exclusive to our tribe. It supports me while I'm building the ministry, and it also helps us to grow, expand, and evolve, and I can pour more into the community without being drained, if that makes sense. So anyway, yes, more exciting things coming in the future. Enough about that. I know that was a very long intro. Thank you for listening. Let's go ahead and dive into your messages. Okay, let's go ahead and get into your messages here. I don't know. Whoa, okay. I do not know what this is going to be about, but clearly you already have messages that are wanting to be given to you immediately. I barely started shuffling the deck, and I'm already seeing things that are showing up. Whoa, that is wild. Okay, that is wild. I don't think I've ever seen this in a reading before. So I'm gonna just tell you. Let me pan the camera down a little bit so you can see these cards better. Okay, I hope that this is an okay angle. Okay, so what I heard before I even started to shuffle the cards was tit for tat and tic tac toe. And for whatever reason, it gave me this feeling of like an intellectual game. Not, and it's interesting because you would think of chess, but it's not chess. It's tic tac toe specifically. And there's only so many moves you can make. You can either draw or someone will win somehow, right? But for whatever reason, it gave me the energy of an opponent. I do not know why it's giving me the energy of an opponent, and I don't know why specifically it's tic tac toe. And it's an emphasis on X's and an emphasis on O's. And it's so interesting because what I'm hearing is that someone wants to be embraced, or someone wants to be open, they want to have this world filled with beauty, not just beauty in luxury, but also just of divine things that help them feel alive, that help them feel whole, that help them feel inspired, excited. And the other person feels a bit more guarded. They're just like, well, I don't really know why, but I don't want this right now, or I'm afraid of having this, or I want to close myself off. And somehow it comes off as if them Well, okay, the messages are coming in loud. Someone here really does want to be open, and someone here is holding out of fear. Someone here is like afraid of something, and this really is truly giving me relationship relationship issues, or it's giving me like relationship vibes where someone is really wanting to be open, someone is really wanting to progress and move forward, but somehow someone else feels like they're still in a state of poverty. And this also doesn't just have to do with relationships. This could simply be the fact that you yourself are wanting to feel inspired, are wanting to feel excited, are wanting to get out there, but there's this fear of poverty. There's this fear of I'm not going to have. There's this fear of I have to conserve and save and penny pinch, or I have to keep everything hoarded, otherwise I'm going to lose it. I also just heard the word abandonment issues. Like someone could have been dealing with abandonment issues, or someone could feel like nothing lasts. And that's exactly what it feels like. It's like every time I save and I want this, something comes up. Or every time I open myself up to love or to friendship or to relationships or whatever it is, I feel like I'm the one hurt in the end and I have to pay for it and I end up in debt. And that's exactly the energy that I'm feeling here. And for whatever reason, it almost kind of makes someone reluctant to even show up or share themselves or even go forth with that, because they're afraid of not having. They're afraid of the lack of connection. They're afraid of like not having stability. But there's something very interesting that's going on in your reading here, because if you see, you actually do have here the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands that came out at the same time, directly next to each other. Now, we can't make this up at all. You can't make this up at all. The fact that these two came out together, this lets me know that this is teamwork. I feel like Spirit is inviting you to work with someone, to work with someone you trust. And it's so interesting that Spirit brought me to tic-tac-toe, because this is one of those things where they're saying to you, this is not a game of tic-tac-toe. You are not against each other. Yeah, you may be competitive. Yes, this other person may be competitive, but don't allow the competition to be what dismantles you from the inside out. They're saying to you that they want you to enjoy. That's so interesting. They're saying to enjoy the opponent, or like to enjoy this. You're not really in a battle against each other. Use a competitive nature to come together and to build. This is so beautiful, because they're saying to you that in the past, whoa, okay. They're saying that in the past, right, because you have the Ten of Pentacles here reverse, and you also do have the Full card reverse. Although I don't always read them in reverse, I read them as they are. The way that it's coming up to me now to give to you is, in the past, there was a drainage of finances. There was a drainage of resources. There was a drainage that happened within the family. It could have been the dismantling of a family unit, or it could be, I don't know why I'm hearing like the death of someone, or something that everybody experienced that left them feeling very insecure. And it's not just you. I'm hearing that for some of you, you have kids involved who was also like a victim of this passing, or a victim of something that happened in the past where the financial stability or the family unit was disrupted. But they're saying now that you two are all you have. This could be a group of people. This could be a team, right? Both of it, this so beautiful, because my fiance says to me, like, we're leading together. We're doing this together. Right? I'm extending that message to you. This is someone that you're building with, and each of you have power, and neither one of your powers should be underestimated, especially Divine Feminine. I'm not saying that because I'm prioritizing Divine Feminine because I want to be selfish. I'm saying that because Divine Feminine has so much knowledge, wisdom, vitality, life, so many things to Divine Feminine that needs to be shown and implemented into this space. Now, the fact that we do have an Aries and a Moon that's happening immediately right now, this is where you tap into and harness this magic, harness the fire, harness the passion, harness the things within you, and you allow them to bleed into your life, not in a way that's destructive, but in a way that's calculated, in a way that's divinely guided, right? And of course, you don't always want to be calculated, but in some instances, you can be calculated because, of course, you want to apply logic where it's needed. But in this sense, I feel like you're opening yourself up to the fire, not to be consumed, but to be charged, baptized, and purified with this fire. And Spirit is reminding you that you too, or however many of you there are, you are a team, and this is not something something that you go it alone. What you're doing in your life right now is you are rebuilding from the ground up. You are placing every brick where it needs to go, or you're moving. This is moving land. This is moving to the land. This is tending to the land. This is attending. And this could be the land of your life. This could be the foundation of your life. But there's something where you are being called to do. I just heard the word deliver. You're being called to deliver. I'm not sure what that's about, but Spirit is saying that you're being called to deliver. Deliver the messages. Deliver the goods. I don't know why I'm hearing to deliver the goods. This could be you starting a catering company, or this could be you starting something where you're going out from home to home, delivering messages. I don't know. It's giving me stewardship energy. It's giving me stewardship. Like there's something about stewardship here where someone goes out to give messages, but somehow I'm seeing people kind of come to you and then you deliver the messages. This makes a lot of sense. I'm going to pull back because I see where that's going, and I'm going to leave that out because I feel like that could be something behind the scenes that I'm going to discuss with someone else. I'm going to leave that part out. Zooming back into your reading, however, I definitely am seeing that the King of Wands here also is learning how to step deeper into his magic, right? If you're a couple, right, and you're a man, female couple, whatever, this man here, this masculine figure is coming out as someone who is wanting to learn to take more pride in themselves. And do not get it twisted. Just because this is a man here does not mean that the divine masculine is showing up in a man's body. This is showing up as someone who's giving really strong, eccentric, not just intuitive, but really strong, eccentric, attractive energy where they're just loud, they're bold. They go into a room and you feel their energy. You smell them before they enter into the room. That's exactly what this feels like. Someone here is learning how to own their power. The moment you decide to own your power and the moment you decide to work as a team, the moment you decide that, everything changes. Everything changes. You no longer have to penny pinch. There's something with this Four of Pentacles here and also with this Judgment card in reverse. You've learned a lesson about finances, and you learned a lesson about about financial drainage and about how your mindset and the things that you do play directly into whether you have money or not. And also, I just heard the words rethink luxury. Rethink what makes you feel luxurious and rethink what makes you feel alive. These are all things that you're learning how to tap deeper into during the time of the Aries new moon. Keep in mind, these messages are timeless. They are not only for right now. They are for whatever part of your life that you're in, okay? We're going to go ahead and pull a few more cards. You have the Nine of Cups here. I just heard the word wishing well. The Devil card here is in reverse. Speaking of debt. And then you also have here the Page of Wands. Exactly. Of course, you would be getting a lot of Wands cards right now because it is the Aries new moon. Okay. And you also have the Knight of Wands here, along with the King of Swords. I just heard that there's something that is completely non-negotiable. You have the Two of Pentacles here. I'm going to be honest with you. There's something that you're probably wanting to let go of right now. There's something that you're trying to juggle. And it will be a lot better for you to focus on what you are actually wanting to, what you're actually wanting. And if your soul tells you, if your intuition tells you, I want all of it. This is all of it. We experience all of it. Let it be seasonal and let it be. And I was just having a conversation with someone about this. Let these things be seasonal and allow these things to come and take priority as your life progresses. And as you do what you do at the time that you're in currently in your life, if that makes sense. I feel like I use a lot of words with that, but that's okay. I also feel too like this is something that Spirit is wanting you to get excited about, but also there's something about a major release here that's happening. And I feel like with the Devil card coming up in reverse, you really have no ties to anything. You have no ties to anything. You have no ties to anyone. But I feel like with this Devil card coming up in reverse here, it's like you're learning how not to be trapped. You're learning how not to trap yourself into ideologies, but rather be rooted in reality and then build on top of that. The Emperor card is not here, but the Emperor card's energy is present. You also have here the sun in reverse, which is really interesting, right? Well, yeah, of course, because it's the new moon. It's not anything that's too voluminous. You may not know it all right now, but the sun will come up again eventually. I feel like what spirit is really wanting you to do is focus, really focus your intention, really focus your wand on energy that it's going to give to you. Focus your wand on the energy, or allow the wand to be what channels the energy or points or directs the energy into these different places in your life. Eventually you'll no longer need the wand. Eventually your body becomes the wand. Okay. If you hear anything in the background, my kids are outside and they play around and things of that nature. Sometimes their play cries sound just like their real cries, and it does get confusing. My intuition tells me that everything's okay though. Yeah, they were faking. Okay, cool. My fiance just went to go check. Yeah, they were faking it. That's so funny. But anyways, yes. Okay, so absolutely. Absolutely. This is something to be excited about. You may not know or see everything right now, and that's okay. Okay. Take the lead. Stop it. Take the lead. Exactly. This is leadership. I feel like if you're reading, or not reading this, but if you are listening to this, then you are in a space where you're being asked to lead and you're being called to lead. Honestly, stag spirit, take the lead. This is where you start to own the fact that you are the initiator or an initiator. Divine feminine, I want you to own your power as an initiator. It's so interesting because this rising, I'm going to share this with you because I feel like this is the space to do that. But this rising, upon waking up, the divine told me just like embrace your power to initiate. You can do it in a feminine way. Just embrace it. You're the initiator and it's okay. Because if you take a look at my sidereal chart, Aries rules my first house, and Taurus my second, Gemini my third. Like everything's perfectly in order. And then I have a ninth house stellium in Sagittarius, where there are 6 planets in Sag in my sidereal chart. But over in tropical, Taurus is my rising, and then my ninth house is ruled by Capricorn, but 6 planets sit there in the ninth house in Capricorn. So I'm just destined for, I guess, initiation, whatever. Why am I saying that? Because you are someone that also could be along the same thread where you feel like you find yourself constantly in a space where you have to lead, whether it be accidental or you find yourself in a space where you have to initiate. And you don't want to, because sometimes you're just like, well, I want to break, and in other times you're like, I can initiate this. I can do this. I love this. I'm happy with this. And other times you're like, I just don't want to. But you as a soul, you are the initiator, and it's okay for you to embrace that. That's the reason why you have here the stag spirit, take the lead. I feel like this is you taking lead and taking charge of your life and being okay with that. Okay. Ant spirit, time to collaborate. Exactly. Exactly. Remember the tic-tac-toe game we were talking about earlier. You can enjoy the competition, but remember, you're doing this together. Time to collaborate. I feel like you're going to start doing things with someone and you're going to build an empire from the ground up. That is exactly what you're doing. You're going to build an empire from the ground up with somebody. This could be with your divine partner. This could be with a soulmate. For some of you, it may be your twin flame. I don't believe that everybody ends up with their twin flame, but I do feel that there are some people who have special relationships where they end up with their twin flame and it's just what they're meant to be. And that's fine. But either way it goes, wow, speaking of twin flames, this is twin flame energy because you literally have 2 flames here. Wow, it's like your soul was split in half. This is really a relationship. This is relationship vibes. Like, I swear, I feel like this is someone's relationship. I feel like you're meeting your twin flame and you guys are here to finish the mission together. Oh my God, I can relate to that. I can relate. I can relate. I love this for you. Oh my goodness, I love this for you. I can relate. I can relate. Anyways, so basically, yes, I feel like this is twin flame for real. I love this. This is so amazing. It's so, like I said, I don't believe that everybody ends up with their twin flame, and I'm not one to hype. Like, I don't hype. I don't hype people for no reason, But I'm hyping you up now because I really feel that. Like, I can't see this any other way. I can't believe I didn't catch that earlier. But yes, twin flame, twin flame. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I love this for you. You see clearly now. Look at that. That's so funny. Oh, I love it when spirit does that. That's so amazing. You see clearly now. You see the reason why. It's like you tap into your soul purpose here. And when you tap into your soul purpose, your partner, right, they tap into their soul purpose. How beautiful. Just collaborate. Collaborate, okay? I want you to collaborate. Work together. Be the power couple, okay? Wow. Okay. Preparation, safety, and happiness. Preparation, safety, and happiness. I am loving this here. The eel and iris, this is definitely electricity. This is the excitement that I was feeling. So now you have electricity and you have fire. So there's heat and then happiness. Again, you're building a life together. And I feel like there's something that spirit is asking for you to prepare for. Happiness, this is bringing me to the Nine of Cups. You're about to get everything you want and you're not going to see it coming. All you have to do is trust yourself along the journey. Like that's all that you have to do, honestly. Behold beauty, spirit of life, and what do you want? Okay. This to me is bringing me to energy that you don't have to be against yourself or others or even against the world. If anything, this is you embracing what you're building and what you're doing in the world. And it's also you focusing your energy on what you want. Exactly. You have a lot of fire here. And it's interesting the timing of this video because it's happening again during the time of the new moon in Aries. So this is your restart. This is your restart, your resetting phase. This is where instead of you tapping into the aggression or into the hostility that the world holds, you can tap into a more fiery, passionate, and directive energy where you're implementing it in the spaces that it needs to be in. This is where you learn to transmute the energy and you understand that you are not against this person, they are not against you. Embrace the competition, but also allow yourselves to come together. Because remember, even though you may be playing against someone, remember that both of you are playing the same game. That's the beauty of it. Both of you are playing tic-tac-toe. One person isn't playing Connect Four while the other person is playing tic-tac-toe. No, both of you are. So use that power, infuse them together, bring them together. I'm seeing a flame come together. I'm seeing two flames come together to make one. Two torches igniting and creating a big ball of light. That's exactly what I'm saying. This is where your souls merge. I would not be surprised if you get married. I just heard get married in autumn. This could be in autumn. Or there's something that's going to happen in autumn or moving towards, okay, I know what this is about. I'm going to leave that out. You know what? I'm going to say it. And if I resonate with it, it's okay. But please understand that this message is for you. It's not for me. What I'm hearing is that there's something about you joining forces or you coming together with someone during like fall season or you making that final decision or something coming through during fall season. And I'm seeing pumpkins. It's a season where you can harvest. You start the harvest and you bring things inside and you use that to prepare for the winter times or the winter months. That's what I'm feeling. But either way it goes, this really does feel abundant. This is not a journey that you go it alone. This is a journey that you do with your partner and you will see things clearly. In fact, you're starting to see things clearly right now. Okay. So to wrap this up, to bring this around full circle, I do see that you're going to be collaborating. I see that you are also going to be learning, or you have learned a lot of lessons about money, finances, about building a foundation. And yes, you are rebuilding a foundation with someone this time. You are not meant to do this alone. Okay. You are tapped into your soul's purpose. I love this for you. Be excited, be loved. Just allow yourself to just embrace. Allow the things that are important to you right now to take priority and you will be just fine. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for tuning into this message. If you need anything from me, you know where to find me. And if not, you can find me on places like Substack, of course, on my own website, the Ethereum. And you can also find me on Instagram, Threads, and wherever there's social media. Of course, I'll make sure to leave everything linked down below. Remember to reserve. Oh, speaking of which, if I were going to work with anything from the Ethereum, it will more than likely be for, this is the Aries the Aries new moon. You can definitely be setting your intention, of course, for things that you want to see grow right now as you're rebuilding your foundation. I'll make sure to leave the link for the La Luna Nueva is what it's called. It's the planetary magic intention oil for the new moon. I would 100% say that. I'm also going to be adding other thing to the Ethereum as well. I will make sure to come back and link them into this video. That way you have what you need. And yes, I would 100% be working my intention on that. Okay. Yes. Anyways, I love you very much. Subscribe to this channel. Take care, and I'll catch you in my next video.